Are we going?
Yes.
Sure, we're going. So next card in red, a double R. One cost, clock yourself. When this is placed from stage to hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a level 1 or lower from waiting room and add it to hand.
I actually call this Riki, but worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is worse than Riki at level 0, significantly worse, like so much worse it's kind of makes me feel a lot better about playing LB. But at level 1, it is arguably as good.
Yes. And then at level 2, it's maybe better, maybe worse,
it's
depending on
pretty-
refresh state.
No.
But then
I'd
you're
be
at level
very
2 and you.
sad if I had to use Riki or this at level 2.
But
Yeah, the
It's
point is
just
this.
like I don't like the restriction on the level you can salvage.
You don't? I think it's fine.
I think the fact is the profile always has that level restriction in some capacity, and
But-
Booster
Yeah.
Road weighs
Not the
salvage
girlfriend
and
one, right?
uh,
Does that one?
yes,
The
the
girlfriend one
girlfriend's-
is yellow only.
yellow only. It's color
Yeah.
restricted.
And Inazuma is
Level 1
ships
lower.
only.
level
it's
1 or
all
lower,
one-
and it's
Oh,
on
she-
reverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
No,
Yeah.
Inazuma's on death.
Or on death.
First.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or when
So
it's
I
into
think
waiting
this-
room. But
This card
it's-
is fine. Like, you pay 1, you hit yourself to level 1. If you're at 0-5, you can clock yourself and then play this to get to level 1. Presumably put a 1-0 that you took as damage into your hand and then go from there, I guess.
yeah, that's basically all I got.
That's the dream scenario, but it's definitely worse than Ricky's.
Yep.
I also just don't
Yeah.
find the card exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty boring, but Ricky is pretty boring as well.
Yes, that's why they have to
Ricky's
keep
great.
printing Ricky, but better.
I don't think they printed Ricky but better. That was just the comeback campaign guy, and no, the comeback campaign shoe, and I think Ricky's still better than that because of the context.
Shining Resonance, which is still back to context, but
Yuma is a bit weird, but I guess, yeah, still context. I think Ricky's still better than Yuma because he fixes for money counter.
anyways,
He
second
also
double rare.
searches better cards, I
He
think.
does search better cards.
That is debatable, but I think I agree.
I mean, when you have a two
resisting-
soul,
This is true. Resisting Fate, Mikasa. It's the 3-2 runner that I alluded to. It's a 9k, but if you have 2 or more other core characters, i.e. always, it's an 11k. Sorry. It heals when it comes to play from hand or by change. So yes, it has a changer, and it's an encore phase change, for those curious. 1 cost, at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, you may choose another core character in this one and swap them in standing position.
it's a solid enough effect. It's
a
actually very
super
obnoxious to play
effect.
against. I think the
Super
Little
good.
Busters Twins one is more obnoxious though because it also functions as a counter.
Yeah.
The LB, yeah, but you have the Mikasa Brainstorm in this set, which gives 1k.
Functionally works in the same way. Yes.
I think that the fact that the LB one is drop a card from hand rather than pay 1 really pushes it above this card. But this card is amazing as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep. It's a good card.
it is extremely
You'll
good.
never,
and
you'll never kill this in level 2.
yeah, you're not gonna understand how good this card is until you actually play against it. Like you'll be like, okay, so I'll kill 2 of their rows and then run my level 0 into their level 4. Oh wait, I can't do that. They're just gonna swap, and I lose 2 rows.
Yep.
Yeah.
So unless your entire field can kill like 12Ks, you're gonna lose at least 1 character, possibly a character that you actually cared about, and usually a character you cared about.
Theoretically possible with Soundless Voice.
Theoretically possible, but also not very probable.
Also unreasonable.
Yeah, pretty unreasonable to expect that. But I think this card is fantastic. If you don't think this card is good, please let us know why, and I will systematically tell you why you are wrong in every way I can think of.
Only risk for this card, and it's a very low risk, is
There's a risk?
is
I was not
anti-change.
aware. Anti-change is
All
a
the
problem.
encore step
for-
change, so they still have to deal with it for a turn anyway.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Yeah.
encore phase change, so it's not
And since
advanced.
you're opening up
Oh,
a
that's
slot,
right. It is
you-
encore step change.
Yeah. So unlike Kanata, you can't just
You're
anti-change
opening
it.
up an empty slot.
I mean, even if you anti-change that, okay, fine. You paid 4 stock. I don't
Or 3
really
or less,
care.
depending on the effect. But yeah, this is true. It's basically getting the job done regardless of how it's removed from the field.
It trades for a truly remarkable amount of value in a game that's all about getting value from attacks, and I think that is, it is underrated, no matter how highly you rate it. It's one of the best level 3s in this set, and possibly one of the best level 3s in the game.
I know a number of people who are very excited to play this card after I started being very oppressive with Little Busters at my
Carnosaur.
locals.
Yeah, no one at my locals knew what field swappers did or were. Like, there was the 2-1 Makoto from IMAS, but then I just started playing twins, and nobody wanted to play with me anymore.
Right? It sucks.
I had to start playing bad decks.
Oh, that's where this melty blood comes from.
No, I was playing Melty long before I played Hanatar Twins.
I
Straight
know.
away.
Next card.
Oh, so LB is stupid because you can swap with the 2/2 anti-front Kanata, and you have money counter, and you have normal counters, and you're just kind of a bitch.
You just don't take damage. But the next card is the red finisher in the set. It's a throwback to this guy.
Yeah, sure.
I'm actually higher on this card than most, but I'm still not super high on it. It's a 2/2 8k Mikasa.
Combos with
It
the
can't side attack. It gets 500 for each of your other core characters, so it's actually 10k. And when it kills something, if the gate climax is in your climax area, you get to ping them for 1.
It's almost exactly like the
Overlord the Hull.
the old Overlord the Harl, although that set had better back rows for that
Overlord the
particular
Hull.
combo.
Overlord the Hull did not constantly have power on defense. He had Encore,
He had
which is
Encore.
worse. And also, I think Stock Soul was better in this guy than Gate.
Yes, I agree.
I think this card is a little underrated, but I don't think I would run it unless it's like a dedicated Mikasa.
I think personally I like it better as a finisher than the 3/2 Aaron, but that's just because I like on attack, on reverse burn, and on attack burn.
On Reverse Burn has that sad distinction of being hosed by Compass and anti-damage, but
So does
This-
Shot
yeah.
Trigger. So
we should mention that this can come out at level 1. It's one of those trap card changes where they front attack you at 1/0 and you get to pay 2 and put this into play from your hand.
you've activated my Weiss Schwarz trap card.
More or less.
Which is fine, because they're siding at level 1, so
Yeah.
you do less damage.
Or they front
If
attack.
they're
me
playing
and-
around it.
Yeah. Either way. I think it's fine.
I like it.
Alright, so next card. Battle Stance G.
Yes. To join the circle of reversers, this is the regular one.
It's a regular bomb, and it also has 1 cost to pump something by 1/5. Irrelevant because the other bombs are better in the context of the meta, and because red does not need fixing due to the card we're about to talk about.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's a runner.
I don't
Yep.
have much else to say about it.
And it's one of the best runners.
I don't think so.
I'm talking
Right,
about the
so-
profile, not just
Oh,
in the
yeah.
context of the set. Just the profile mill runners are super solid.
Yeah, I agree. I like the standard runners as well, but we live in a world where discard is good, where milling is good, so this is fine. So at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may move the top card of your deck into waiting room. Is the card art actually big enough for people to read? Because I'm just
Yes,
wasting
it
breath
is
on
as
decks.
big. It is as big as it can possibly get.
Well, I guess someone could have like downloaded the audio and whatever. At the beginning, it's a runner. You mill. If it's a core character, then you get to run. If not, it sits there. But importantly, it's often a 3/5 runner, which is really, really oppressive if you've ever played against IMAS or Shinchan.
Shin-chan.
I love me the Azusa runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So with the back row, the Brainstormer that you should be running, yeah, it just pumps.
Correct.
So
Yep,
it's
so-
obnoxious. Would run many of.
Absolutely. So this is Awkward Affection Mikasa, the next card. It's a 1/06k. It's not actually 6k, it's 4/5. But if you don't have Eren in the a card called with Eren in the name, then this card is not a card. If you do have a card with Eren in the name, it's a 6k.
That can
It's a
climax
Oh,
combo to
God.
salvage and pump to
Doesn't
7k.
yeah, it's a 1 cost. Is it 2k 1 soul?
Oh,
Stock Soul.
Stock Soul?
Stock soul.
Okay.
Stock soul
Yeah,
is a lot
Stock
better.
Soul.
Much
Stock soul's
better.
a lot better. Yeah. So when a card, if you've got the stocks on the climax area, you may pay 1 and then salvage 1.
Salvage and Aaron,
Salvage in Eren. Oy. That
Which
makes
is-
this significantly worse.
awkward, and then you also get another power, so it pumps 8k, 7k.
This is like, is this the main reason you would run a Mikasa Eren deck?
I would
I
I
don't
think so,
imagine.
yeah.
Is it?
I don't know what errands you really want, like,
the
that you're
brainstorm
salvaging.
and the 1-0 clock encore, I guess. And
I think it's implied you already have those. Like the deck that one of my players is playing it's like a Mikasa deck with just barely enough Aaron to make it work. Like Aaron is not a focus of the deck.
mm,
If that were the
Basic-
case,
yeah.
then I don't really see a reason to run this card either. Then
Yeah, he doesn't run this card.
I don't think this card is very good, and I think it's
Me
also
neither.
most reason to run the Mikasa Aaron theme deck, aside from obviously like flavor. But I think this card is flavorful. If Aaron's not around, she's a helpless wreck, and then she
yes,
becomes not a helpless wreck at one point, doesn't she?
It has
I
a
forget.
silly name.
silly
Yeah.
name. Gets to join confused feelings, Armin.
Basically.
Moving on. I guess. Ah, yes, one of the better cards.
This is the 1175 clock encore, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So if you have 2 or more other core characters, aka always, it gets 1/5 power and clock encore.
Woo!
I think this card is really dumb.
7/5 clock encores, man. 7/5 clock encores.
Remember the time
Like-
when 1175s had drawbacks?
Yes.
This has literally no drawbacks. It doesn't even have like come to play if check top, if not core, then rest or something.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Well, if you don't, it's a 116K with no clock on.
Yes.
Oh no, you're not gonna
Oh,
have 2
no.
other core characters.
Hey man,
I don't have
sometimes
a-
you have those games where you have like 1 or 2 attackers every turn.
Because those are definitely games that you would have won anyway.
1 and 2
Okay.
attackers and no back row.
Exactly.
So can we just say that this card is silly and a very good fallback?
Yes.
It's also just really obnoxious if they run the Armin climax combo.
Yeah,
Then it's
there's
an
the
8/5
swap.
wall with
It's
the
retarded.
With clock
Mikasa.
encore. It's running, boys. It's running.
So retarded. No, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Next up.
Next card is Direct Sword Mikasa.
This is
This is the what does it do? It's a level
It's a
assist,
level
it's level 6 Stitch a Climax Salvage.
which is pretty good.
It's fine.
Like you can have this as your crutch and then like salvage whatever the hell you want. I would make a comparison to the Marika from Nisekoi because that card just, if you were stuck at level 2 and didn't have anything to do, then it was your universal crutch.
But Marika also had the benefit of if they tried to level lock you like an idiot, then level locking solved.
I still think this is good because it offers you a discard outlet.
Yes.
And the level assist is nice. Like it's good for Levi, it's good for Mikasa. It's solid.
Yep.
I don't know why this is rare and the Brainstorm isn't.
And why is the brainstorm rare?
I don't understand.
Good.
Because it doesn't plus, guys. Come on.
Well, if you think about all the non-plussing salvage Brainstorms in the past, what have we got? We've got double R's, we've got R's, we've got extra booster R's. I can go on.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're all generally pretty good, I guess.
There's one in the ban list. There's one that's in every single LB deck ever. There's etc. Anyway, this is an
There's one in
uncommon.
Girlfriend Beta.
There is one in Girlfriend Beta, and that one's an R, isn't it?
I think so.
Analyst.
It's the same as the Akane one.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same as Akane. I think there's a slight difference. Anyway,
Here's
this
the key back
Mikasa,
row.
yeah, it's got the 1-cost Brainstorm, so for every climax, you salvage character and drop a character. And then during the attack phase, when your character moves to another stage position, so this is good for both your attack phase and your opponent's attack phase. So if you have a runner like the 0-0 Mikasa, or the 1-0 Armin, or the 3-2 Mikasa, then they get 1k, and so does the thing that they swap with. Additionally, 3-2 Levy benefits from this because during your attack phase, it's moving, meaning it'll get another 1k.
Well,
Yes.
I'm not matters as much since you have to restart. But it's
To
still
reverse something to
3-1K.
begin with. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's a thing. It might come into play at some
It
point.
might be enough to get over like a level
Yeah.
3 that you couldn't get over before.
I just want to point out that if you are a baller and you have 3 of the level 1 Armin and 2 of this, you get to assign a total of 12k extra power once you use all of your movements.
Actually, don't you get more?
Well, you don't.
No, you get 12k because you have 3 instances of swapping. Each swap gives you 4k, and
Each
4k
swap-
times 3. Each time you swap, 2 characters move,
Who-
so
No, but
this
each
triggers
character.
twice.
Each
So each
character
character
gets
will get
2K.
Okay.
2k.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think you end up assigning. You get more power ultimately. I think.
No, you get 12k all up. 12k additional. So like you have your 3 7ks, and then you add either 6k, 4k, 2k, or 4k, 4k, 4k.
I guess that sounds right.
Yep. So you can actually hose Soundless Voice with a counter, which is pretty funny actually. You heard it here first, folks. You play that field, you beat Soundless Voice.
Soundless Voice being the premier power deck in existence.
Yeah, in both Japanese and English, I feel. Like in Japanese, you've
Yes.
got unbombable power, but you don't have cards that hit for 11-5 on offense so consistently, especially with the 1-0 Twins promo.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, this Mikasa is excellent. It's underrated, it's an uncommon, and I don't understand why it's not the double R, or at least an R.
Yes. But I think with the
Super.
brainstorm profile alone, it probably should have been higher rarity.
This is a card I would run at 3 or 4, and
I would
that's...
probably say 3 personally, depending on how much other
I-
running I have in my deck.
I
don't
think
think
I'm
I've ever
seeing
run-
3 copies like around here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
They
think
could once,
think
but then
3
you have
is
to move
per-
back to sometimes. So
Yeah,
maybe
this is-
3.
Yeah. I've only ever run 4 brainstorms in 2 decks, and both those decks either have no card pool or pseudo waifu decks. And this card is just good enough to run. I would consider running 4 of it. That's how good it is.
And the
Yeah,
next
that's
card.
fair.
Yeah, next card. 1-0 counter. When you use this card's
Aaron.
backup, if you have any errand, then you can choose any character. It's a 2k counter. So you don't have to be countering for an errand. You just need an errand on the field, which is solid, I guess.
Yep.
Like the errand brainstorm comes to mind.
This is the main reason that the one person like who cares about Aaron name. I think this is the only card he's actually running that checks for Aaron, and I think it's probably the best one.
Yeah, no.
2K counters are always nice, especially when they're free.
Yeah, fair go.
I think that's all
I
there
think
really is
it's
to
fine.
say about the card, though.
Yeah.
It's very
So
plain.
next card is it's Healing Goddess Krista. It's a 1-cost, sack it from field. When another core character is front attacked, you can pay the cost. If you do, that character gains 2/5. It's notable because it's bondable. I think it's a 0-cost bond. It's a 1-cost bond on a 0/0 somewhere later in the set. And it's good because this ability can still be used after Krista's been reversed.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone in the know will attack Krista
I think
last.
this is notable. I think this is notable because you can open a slot for your running event counter with this card if you have a full board.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, you get to pump some power and you get to move a character, which is a really solid effect. And obviously, like, this is a natural... I wouldn't call it a natural defense against clock kicks, actually, because it has to be a different character being front attacked.
Field counters are really, really funny because it ends up leading to, like, people forgetting that they exist, and then
Yeah.
you field counter, and then you actual counter, then suddenly you're up like 12k. It's like, oh my goodness.
I try to assume that my opponents have read my cards, but you're right, they often don't. And the cool thing about this is you can use this, and then you can immediately use your anti-Titan mobility gear counter straight afterwards. So it's a pretty good combo with that. I didn't actually think of that, but now that it's been brought to my attention, it seems pretty decent as like a 2 or 3 of maybe.
I think the problem is you're still pressed for slots depending on what combos you're running at level 1.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Well,
Yeah, we can move on. It's bondable. It's fine.
next up is the changer.
Yep, it's the changer. So it's a 2/7k, up to twice a turn. So basically, if you play 2 characters after Mikasa, she's a 9k beater, which is fine. And you've got the change, which is
Pay 2 sack this, change from
pay
winning
2
room.
sack this to change. Yeah.
So-
It has to be rested, so you can't run this in, and you can't keep this in the back row unless you have a way to tap it. It needs to attack, so even side attacking works.
Yep. Makes the change actually very, very
Yeah.
safe.
I don't actually like this change cost. I've been spoiled by the fairy tale change cost.
So pay one ditch card.
Yes, it's godlike.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
lot
what
better.
ZNT has for its encore step change. And it's
That's
pretty-
what AB has too.
Oh, nice. I didn't actually know that.
Yep.
Alright, so this card is fine. It changes into one of the best level 3s in the game, therefore this is worth running.
Next up.
good old
104th Cadet Corps class Gene. This is bondable as well, I believe. When another character is reversed in battle, this gets 2k till the end of the turn. There's no bombs in this set, so there's no level 1 bombs, I mean. So this is slightly worse than normal, but you can always just run a level 0 in to have...
Don't count
big-
on not reading your cards.
Yeah, that's the thing, I guess. So 1 cost till end of turn. This gets 1k and the ability to top deck your opponent's reversed character that you killed.
It's honestly fun. It's okay. It's not great.
I think it's thoroughly mediocre. I'm not sure why they chose this as the bondable card.
I don't know
but
why they
whatever.
chose a 0/0 to be a bondable card either, besides, confused feelings.
Swag.
because it's good in Shauna. So of course it'd be good in a better set.
Okay, next.
That's how it works, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
next crime is Potato Girl eating a potato.
Yes.
Oh god, this actually gets the trait potato.
Yes, and the other one gets
this
the
is
trait
really
meat,
good
by
for
the way.
hashtag.
Yeah, man, there's three traits. If the number of cards in your stock is 5 or more, this gets 1k, so it becomes an 8/5. It gets the potato trait when it's on the stage. And it has a climax combo?
With a +2 soul.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is the Disgaea climax combo.
Yeah, you get a top deck from waiting room, and then gain power.
That's actually a lot better than I expected, but I'm still not sure if I'll run this.
I mean, like, if you have 3, like, one of them will swing for 3 and it will stick.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
Hopefully.
cute.
That is the
Hopefully, because
Well, if you don't trigger,
it's
and if you have 3
no.
of
The
them,
problem is it's on attack, not on climax placement.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like the Disgaea one. You attack, you top deck a card,
And you
then
hope they
you
have 2
hopefully-
damage on the top of the deck.
Yeah, your 2 becomes a 3 basically, which is
Oh.
fine because 2 damage is sometimes reliable.
you could side their 2s for 1 or something. I don't know, man.
At that point,
Mhm.
I question why you're running the 2 soul.
For
Yeah.
precision snipes, I don't know.
Well,
360
if the deck had
outscores.
Musashi, I'd say for that, but
That's not precision snipes.
that's a tactical nuke. Oh my goodness, but card is funny. I don't see it really being run. I mean, if you are running a level 2 climax combo, you should probably be running the 2/2,
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
unless you really like 2 souls. But I'd rather have a gate on attack on reverse burn than top deck and pray.
Mm.
Should
I
just
still think it's
back-
a fine card, but I don't know if I'd play this and the full complement like you do with the Disgaea card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next card is 104th Cadet Core Class Rainer. He's a 2275. If you've got 2 or more others, he's an 8/5 Encore, and he gets the ability to tap any card for 1k power.
So apparently the set's gimmick, in addition to running, is like thoroughly mediocre level 2s.
Mm-hmm.
My standards for like a level 2 are pretty high after that 2/2 green card that could be costless.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's enough to say. I don't like this card very much either.
I don't think it's very good.
Like commons.
Yep. Next card, Strong Spirit Rainer, is actually the same guy in the other picture. They look so different.
This
Oh,
is
anyway.
the AB card, the Yuri,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
except frontal 5 instead of global, right? Or is the other one frontal
Yeah.
5 too?
Yeah, it's in a set.
Mm-hmm.
Sad days.
Baby
so assist, all of your characters get 500 and... sorry, I was a bit distracted. Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah,
you have other backpost slots.
more or less.
Moving on.
104th Cadet Core Class Marco.
Filter and bond to Gene.
Yo, that guy is
Ditch.
totally...
the Gene bond is a ditch bond.
He is totally a Marco. Like, if you showed me that guy's picture, I would call him Marco. Yep. So he comes to stage from hand. You get to look at the top card. If it's a core, you add to hand and discard one. It's also a ditch bond for the Gene that I don't think anyone here will run.
I don't think anyone's gonna run this card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next
I think
card.
it has value as a filter, I guess.
Yeah, I think the first ability is fine.
But I don't think that
Oh,
first
if you
ability
run
is
more,
necessarily
that just has to-
worth
yeah.
going ham on.
I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean, I
there are
run-
good cards that do that.
I run 4 in a certain deck that I play, but that's because it also has a certain other effect that makes it very funny. But most of the sets that have like filtering that you run 4 of are like, they have to be like as good as Sayaka looking up to Mami.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say
Like the girlfriend
that
one?
Marco's a 4 of, but I don't know.
Psycho, even looking up to Mommy's not a 4 of. It's probably a 3 of.
Regardless, it's like you have to
I've
have
seen
like,
people play 4 of it.
you have to
with
have
the
filtering
fucking
Yeah,
on.
no,
It's
it's
on
definitely
that
not
level.
wrong. I wouldn't.
It's
I
a
wouldn't run 4.
Sayaka. Why wouldn't you run 4?
Exactly.
Just run 4 of every Sayaka.
If it has Sayaka in the name.
But as we discussed on the last
Zombies.
Madoka thing, having Psycho in the name makes it a good card.
So next up is the 0/0 pay 1 bond to the field encore, and that's
Yep.
all it does. So,
Yep, so this Emir that's all he does, which is fine. Like, he seems fine.
next,
Mm-hmm.
it's Sasha. She gets meat this time.
Yo. Wow, does she have a can of meat? Does
That's
she have
like-
a
No,
can of... is
It's
that a
like
can of-
cured meat.
It's not
Like-
can. It's like wrapped in rope, so it's like you're supposed to cook
I'm
it.
calling it a can. She has a can of meat in her jacket.
Okay.
dealing her wares.
Anyways, so when she comes into play, you get to pump a character by 1500 power, and then also give it meat.
Or
Oh.
you give Ash 4500 power.
Oh.
I think about
Yeah.
these things a lot. Like, this straight
okay.
up places the Dog Days dude in the Ash deck, if that's even like a relevant thing to discuss.
Do you also run
Well,
Persona in that deck for the purpose of Climax combo to also gain more traits?
Yeah. Now I will. I don't know. I run the Persona backup because there's a Persona backup that gives the meat trait.
Well, now this also gives you the meat
Oh.
trait, so what are you going to do now? You're going to run Shinji, who gives you Lunchbox.
There's
No, you
yeah.
gotta run the Masato counter to get muscle.
Supposed to run the shield.
This
Oh.
just has value in that deck by being 3 traits, though. Like, the only
Oh.
level 3s in that deck are all 3 trait.
For everyone extremely confused, Ash is a level 3 from King of Fighters. You can go look it up yourself.
King of Fighters cries every day.
It's not actually super relevant, but it is a little pet project we have here.
I'm sorry. I run a 4 trait level 0 in that deck. My bad.
Is it the Clannad one?
It has to be the
Of
Clannad
course.
one.
Yeah, man.
It's a
Anyway,
brainstorm. Value.
the best part is the only even remotely common trait on that card is book.
Yeah, it's
Everything
like
is
3
so
unique
niche.
traits and books.
Starfish, drama, and Dungo, I think.
Yes.
Pretty good. Like, yeah.
You
Anyway,
gotta run
let's
the
move.
Shioko counter or Shioko promos. It's-
That card is legitimately good in the deck, though.
yeah, it is.
Give a character headband or something?
Genki.
Oh, Genki. Yeah.
Yeah, you get like
Yeah,
4 traits
Genki.
off of her. It's like insanity. Anyways, next card is a vanilla.
Hooray! What's Bertolt do?
He turns into Colossal Titan. Spoilers.
No.
No.
Bertolt.
Wow.
Did you just? Oh my god! This guy. This guy. I was gonna say this is just a Shana card, but no. Oh. This
But it is
this
just a
spoil-
Shauna card, and
But it's not bondable like the Shauna
Yeah,
card.
the Shana card is bondable, so it was better. This card is just spoilers.
so moving on.
Oh my god, Attack on Titan. I'm sorry, the Iotena Onslaught.
Aotina. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know how to
Aeot-
pronounce it.
I'm going with
Iotena?
Iotena. Onslaught
anyone
aired
actually
like
ever?
7 years ago or something. Like, it's not a spoiler, guys.
In fairness, I haven't watched it. I've only read it.
I read far
And
enough to find that out.
I legitimately could not work out who was who. At one point, I thought Mikasa was Eren.
The only
I'm not-
person I think
I'm
is
not joking.
consistent is Levi, because like he only has one face. Like, look at all the cards and tell me they weren't drawn by Tony Taka.
So moving up to the next card.
This is the trap card. When it comes to play, it's a 1/0 Mikasa. So when it comes to play, it gets 1k in one level. And when it's front attacked, you get to pay 2 and sack it to put the 2/2 double I into this card slot as the new front attack target.
So if someone actually front attacks this card, you get to have some fun times. If they don't front attack this card, you still have a character on the field.
Oh, I've the disc
Can you
gear
shape
card
it damage up?
1/0 into 2/3. I front attack that card all the time, and a lot of the time they just don't have it, and they're like, "Why would you front attack that?"
Because I'm betting that you don't have it in your hand.
It's a mind game thing.
More
It
or
is a
less.
mind game thing. But if you're also confident that you can kill the 2/2, it's like, just go ham.
Yeah, well,
so
that's
we-
a different scenario.
Dude, every time,
You're
Just
breaking
front
up.
this with Adachi.
Is Samsung dying?
He's breaking up. He's breaking
what
up.
has it?
He's on a tablet.
Am I? Hello?
Yes.
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 Good?
Yes. Get a laptop.
Alright. Laptop mic sucks.
Get a real microphone then.
Get a
That
man.
costs money.
Alfred, he bought one for 20
I
bucks.
went out and bought a OV Lang super bass headphones, high material earmuffs with dialogue microphone.
Just for
I'm
these
reading
videos.
I'm reading off the box. Like it's like bastardized English.
Just for these videos, obviously.
Pretty solid. Pretty
Anyways.
I put all my money on juicy Yujis, dude.
It's a trap. It's a trap card. It probably won't actually activate very often.
Yeah. No. Let's go to the next card. It's fine. Like if you want to run a 2/2, then you can run a couple of that.
Another 6k vanilla, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's fine.
Yep.
Isn't this like? Or no, I guess there is one scenario. This is better than the Connie,
Hmm.
What scenario? Oh, I guess if you
where
only
you
have
only
two
have
characters.
one other character. Like,
Okay. Next is a vanilla. I see they've really run out of like creative ideas at this point.
They did that with Matica too. Remember? They just had a whole bunch of vanillas.
Oh yeah, and every color had its own vanilla counter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
dear
think
Jesus.
because like blue is so much smaller because they didn't have many ideas for Titans, and then they're like, how do we fill the rest of the seconds?
I'm just like keep on clicking through cards, and it's
More or less.
still vanillas.
We get to an event called Hand of Salvation. It's a 1/0 salvage ditch, and then wait a sec.
It's slightly
Oh.
better than BK Maniac. It doesn't go to memory.
Does BK Maniac force you to discard?
It
Wait.
clocks yourself.
You came in and you punches
Oh
me.
no, never mind. I didn't realize this card discarded.
This
Yeah.
card is
I thought it was
quote
just
unquote.
salvage.
It is quote unquote neg1 because
You have to
you
pay.
draw drop,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you get
Yeah.
something to get 3k, but that's not necessarily a +1.
The card
BK
is
Maniac is better.
the card is pretty mediocre.
Mm.
Oh, and then there's another overwhelmingly mediocre event.
It's the 2/2 killer level 2 or lower character, right?
Yep.
But they have such cool art.
You see,
Yeah, the art is better than the counter.
if I wanted to run an event that could kill things, I'm paying 5 to clock kick it.
Hmm.
Is that a Joj thing?
Yes.
It is a judge thing, yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, no, this card is not good. It was not good back in Vanilla Little Busters. It's not good now.
All right.
It was actually fine. It was fine back in Vanilla Little Busters because people actually ran level 2s.
and
but
I believe that's
now
it
it's bad.
for red.
Yeah,
Blue? Yeah, blue
onto
Titan.
blue.
Okay, so
Okay,
this is
so-
every blue card is a Titan. And
Moe Titan.
Moe
Kawaii
Titan.
Moe Titan.
Kawaii Moe
Oh.
Titan.
This is actually a really strong Kawaii
K-On Titan.
Moe Titan. The K-On Titan, that's the
So,
one.
so before we go into
Yes.
this Titan deck, is it better than Joj as taking the
No.
best army deck slot?
No, Joj has
I-
finishes. This does not.
Yeah, Joj clock kicks. And that's pretty silly.
It's pretty brutal. Like, it actually straight up counters this deck's silly nonsense.
And does Joj have a brainstorm?
I wish.
It can play a Brainstorm,
You
but
can
it won't
play
be getting
the-
very much.
You can play the 0/0 clock swap brainstorm and then just play over it later, but that's it.
Sure.
Yeah, no, but this card's really important to the Titan deck because you're going to be playing a lot of costless stuff, and just pay 2, rest this to +1 is good. And it also gives 1k to the front row center slot, which is solid.
Yep, I skipped the card. Yep, you want this.
Yeah.
Because your level 1 game is usually weaker than other decks, I think it only pumps to 6k.
Only 6k, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have these in the back row to actually get over things.
I think there might be a 1/1 somewhere, but I forgot how big it gets.
There's a 117K that can't side, I think.
Yeah,
Seems fine.
It has Encore, isn't it?
I
Yes.
think so.
Seems fine.
The problem with
alright.
most army decks, though, is that you're just not plussing most of the time.
Yeah, like with my sister's deck, I literally have to clock and play Takatsubo every single turn. Otherwise, it's just not sustainable.
Next up lets you mill a bunch
Saudi.
of cards.
Yeah,
And then it
Captured
lets
Titan,
you-
Sauni.
Ditch cards to get bigger.
Choose a character, get 1/5. The main role this has is milling your deck as fast as possible.
Yeah, army decks don't usually have brainstormers, so you gotta figure out a way to get rid of things when bad things are happening to you.
Yeah, I think that card is fine. Like, it mills a bunch, then it rams. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
It can mill 5, which is a number I don't see that much.
it's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Next up is a 2/1 female Titan. Speaking of best girl, apparently. Global 1k. Pay 3, ditch 2, climax combo with any climax to burn 5.
I have an objection. This is definitely not best girl. Colossal Titan is best girl.
Okay, Colossal Titan is best girl. And then it's,
Yeah, this card is
Is it
fine.
not Armin? I thought I already said it was Armin.
no,
Armin
yes.
is your best girl.
Oh, right. I forget. I have shit opinions.
So, and then it rests to give another 1,000. So it's a nice pump, and it has a really funny climax effect.
Yeah, it seems
I
fine.
like how it combos with the other climaxes. It doesn't have
It
its
combos
own
with everything.
climax. Yeah, because you have 2 climax combos you kind of want to use all the time.
Yeah.
So this works with them pretty well.
Next up is the level 3 female Titan. It's a -1 soul climax combo with a book to -1 soul again.
I thought it was a gate.
Is it a gate?
No.
No, this one's
It is the Colossal
But
Titan. This one's a book.
this one's the book, and you also get a draw card, which is fun.
This is a super good card. Like, if you have 3 of this and you get the climax combo off, then basically you have a freaking fat wall of possible 12.5s and -2 soul.
And if you have enough stock, you can also just kind of burn 5 once or something. I don't know. Believe. You can believe. But yeah, -2
I've
soul.
been hit by 5 many times.
-2 soul is a very relevant effect, and
Yeah.
it also draws cards, so it's not like you're minusing showing anything. And the drawing cards
Yeah, if you
generally.
played against the Kantai version,
I have played against the
pretty-
Kansai version.
Uh,
That
But I
is
also
a great
I also
game.
run +2 soul, so like it makes me less concerned than other decks would normally be.
more or less.
So
I'm sorry, I'm missing the part where you draw a card. Or are you just talking about books?
no, it just says
No,
when
no,
this
no,
card
it
attacks,
says-
if your card named Subjugation is in your climax area, all of your cards are Titan. Draw a card, and this card gets the following ability.
Oh, I totally missed the draw card.
So it also draws a card, which is awesome.
That's interesting.
So it actually gets to fuel the backup effect as well. It fuels its own hand backup. Woo!
Yeah, it seems fine.
Okay, next
So-
card. Speaking of Exodia.
Exodia Head. If you
Exodia
have
Head.
a card named Threat to Humanity, left arm of the Forbidden One, and right arm of the Forbidden One, this
More
card
like
gets
ass of
-1
the
level.
one.
Okay, fine. Rear end of the Forbidden One.
There we
This
go.
card gets
Rear
-1
end.
level. So you're paying a total of 4 to have Exodia, left arm, right arm, and rear end. And
Yes.
they're all really fat and really
oh, the
nice.
other ones are 2-1s, by the way.
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
one, 2 ones.
Yeah,
so it's
the
four
two
stock
ones.
total.
4 stock total.
The climax combo is very funny, and the other effect is if it's in the center slot and it's not reversed, your other versions can't be reversed either. So that's cool.
So-
It would be relevant if they were like smaller, but they're
You know,
huge.
This is a bit different because
It's a pseudo bodyguard.
after the other 2 attack, after these attacks as well, you have to have the climax, sack the climax, so get into your waiting room, and then it gets 3k to the end of the opponent's next turn. So it's only 11k base, but The right arm and the rear end
Buff this
do a
one.
lot for it. Yeah, they do
And
a lot
then
for it.
you also get to heal to hand off the combo as well, which is very fun.
It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a viable Exodia game plan, but I still think the female Titan book combo is a bit better.
Yep.
Either way. Next one, hard exterior armored Titan.
2-1, 9k.
219K, and if you
And
it's got the vivid blue clause. When you kill something,
you clock
you
yourself
can
to draw.
clock yourself to draw one, which is a nice source
Yeah,
of
but this
advantage,
can't
I
come in
guess.
early, so it's
Yeah, if it
Yeah.
came in a little bit earlier, it'd be a lot better.
That's true, but I think he's serviceable. Maybe not a
Yeah.
mainstay because you kind of have Exodia to bring out at level 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Next
If you
up,
even choose to run it.
next up, the right arm of Exodia.
Yeah, I'm not sure I choose to run it. The right arm of Exodia is it can't attack unless you have the head of Exodia. If this card is on the
It's in the left position because it's
on
supposed
the
to be
left
facing your
position 'cause-
opponent.
Yeah. It's on the
Or
left
facing
because
you.
That's how the picture looks.
Yeah.
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 All of your other Exodia pieces get 1k power, and you get to discard a card from hand if you've got the Pants Climax
To buff
to
everything
give
by.
everything 3/5.
So you gotta stay huge.
Yeah, and the last clause is when the head of Exodia dies, this goes with it.
Yep.
So even if you encore the head of Exodia, it will have been off the stage at some point, meaning that this will have
But
the
if it gets bottom decked by the Kantai anti-change, the
It would
2-1
not
stay
activate.
on the board.
Instead, you have 2-1s that can't attack.
Yeah.
it seems pretty
Yeah.
solid.
At the very least, they're enormous. So
They are pretty big.
not being
So-
able to attack without another card on condition is apparently a massive deficit, which is why it gets all this other glorious text.
I think it's a pretty goddamn massive deficit.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a pretty massive deficit. Moving on is, I guess,
So-
the rear end of Exodia.
Quick
Rear end of
question
the forbidden one.
about the
Yep.
hand. Would you guys allow this card in an Aaron waifu deck because Aaron's on the card?
No, it's not there in the name.
I think I would
No.
because Eren is in the picture.
For me, waifu cards must have the character in the name.
Oh well.
Okay, but
then
what about
have-
like
what
events
about
and
climaxes?
climaxes?
The exceptions
like-
are made for non-character cards.
But no, I don't think that holds true at all. I think as long as they're in the as long as they're in the picture, that's fine.
I generally just play with, if it's a non-character card, it needs to be in the picture. If it's a character card, it needs to be named.
I think we'll have to get a head judge opinion on this, but
Get an
Okay,
official
thanks.
Bushiro judge on
Last
what
I
is-
checked, you can Love Wing Bell the Hanayo support from set 1, so
can you actually? Because it says like Rin's friend or something.
it's Rin's childhood
Yeah.
friend.
Oh, okay. Neat.
So,
So do you run Lovewing Bell in your Hanyo deck because of that?
I don't run that assist.
Scrub.
so the rear end of Exodia. Can't
So it's got
attack.
the same can't attack clause. If it's in the right side of your front row, then all of your other head and right arm of the forbidden one get 1k.
So at this
And,
point, the center slot's been buffed by 2k power by just
Yep.
a secondary effect.
And then if you have the pants, it's a 13k. And if you have the pants, when this attacks, you get to draw a card.
also, if you
and,
ditch, it goes up to 15-5.
Yep. And when your head of Exodia dies, this has to die as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, that flavor text. Oh god.
Yeah. It's funny. I believe Magitek pointed this out a while ago and it got spoiled. This is the only one with flavor text out of the 3 pieces.
You'd think it
Yeah.
would be the head, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would be the head too.
But you don't want to ruin
This is
the wonderful art.
Marvelous. All muscle butt.
Skinless Titan, man. Moving on is the reason why it's an army deck.
Well, one of 2 reasons. There's 2 different army type characters.
Yes, we already went over one, didn't we? Oh, no, we haven't yet.
No, we haven't.
Yes. So the first reason why it's an army deck, you can run as many of this as you want. 2k for every other card in the front row of Predation Titan in the name.
Chuck
So
3 of this, you've got 3 5ks.
4-0 stock at level 0.
Very mediocre because bombs are a thing, but
Yep.
it's a game plan, I guess.
I think the B art is the best one.
Okay, I'll show the B art and then we'll move on to the next card. He's just kind of flashing you.
Yeah.
Rude.
Rude.
Next
Moving
card
on
is
to the other
Invasion
army card.
Titan. It's another army card. If all of your characters are Titan, it's a 6k, so it's basically an unconditional 6k. Which
It's
is
one of-
cool. Yes.
Yeah, you got to compare it to like other army decks, of course, in this context, and it's generally smaller than other level 1 army cards, with the exception that you can pump it with back rows.
Melodia comes to mind.
Sisters?
Sisters is bigger,
Yeah.
Terraformers is bigger, and has
Sisters
back
is
rows.
not bigger because you never have a full field of sisters.
This is true.
You literally never do. You
That's
need to
only
have a
because
sister.
you don't run 42.
There aren't even any. There aren't 2 sister themes plus 2 souls. Like it's just Toma. And that doesn't count.
No, nope. But and then like Terraformers also gets the 7k before back row, or 7k with back row if you're using the 500 pumps. So it's reasonably sized for a costless level 1 game though, which is fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Next up is a 3k 1/1 counter if you have only Titans.
Pretty solid. I love this card in Fairy Tale. I love it here. Assuming that you can get decent cards here. So yeah, you're countering your 6Ks and 7Ks for another 3K, which is nice.
Yep, to keep them up.
And to open
Oh,
up slots.
I changed the wrong image.
It's fine.
You'll live, maybe.
Oh, well.
Or
I
you'll
guess,
die,
I guess
either
I'll
way.
just hide the background while I fix it. But
I mean, the counter's fine.
counter's fine.
Yeah.
Next card, Cruel Smile Titan.
This is just the creepiest card.
Yep.
Can't side attack, and it's got Clock Encore. I think this is a pretty good card to run. I'd
Yep.
run like 3 or 4.
It's also really cool that you also have the 1/1 counter go with it, so it actually stays relatively large.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 98 puts us at the last card, I believe, for
Yep.
for the
Yeah.
For
set.
the actual set,
event.
the Forest of Giant Trees.
Let me get to it.
1-0, search for 2 Titans, discard a card from hand, and clock this.
This is actually a very good card.
It seems fine.
Is it?
Yeah, it's search 2, ditch 1, clock this,
No cost.
Seems fine.
and it's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Cost a clock, but
Oh.
seems fine.
Clock yourself to go to hand fix heavily is fine.
Yeah, no, seems fine. I'd go for that.
Yep.
And that moves us on to either the Chimmies or... are we going to do the Chimmies?
We can do the chibis. I only have the
I
chibis,
think
so
a number
Okay,
of the
sure.
shimmies are full.
A lot of
which
them are
might
pretty
be like
bad.
it too.
The Armin is good for Teru's waifu deck, but otherwise pretty bad.
Yes.
Connie is
The
also pretty
1-0
bad.
green backup can collect success.
Hold up. Is Chimmy Eren the only 1/1 2K counter?
I mean,
yes.
you have a 1-0 2K counter.
if you
If you
control
have an Eren, but if you don't have an Eren,
yes, this is the only 1/1 2K counter in the set.
so that's a niche slot. I don't know how you're going through them. I'm just kind of scrolling through.
I'm just going through by number. 2/1 9K can't side attack.
Chimmy
I think the
Hanjay.
I think the Hanjay is good because I don't think you have another costless option.
There is a vanilla
backup.
1500 counter in the set.
Yep.
It's the old
It's
man.
the
Yeah.
it's the old
oh,
man.
the old man, right?
Yep.
my
So
bad.
Chimmy Levy is 2295. You need a foolish field to play it. Sasha is okay. Yeah, Sasha's actually pretty good. It's a 4K if you've got nothing else, and you get to scry. By scry, I mean look at the top card of your deck. Top
Also-
all the way.
Sasha's the most expensive one.
I just noticed that it's spelled Chimmy.
Shimi, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like the art
Yeah,
style.
well,
I
we've been
guess.
over this. God damn it.
Isn't it supposed to be
Yeah.
Chibi? Like
No.
No, it's
BI?
supposed to be Chimi.
It's supposed to be Chimi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dear
it's
God.
like the art style with the spiral eyes, I guess. I had never heard of it before.
I
this,
have never heard of it before either.
but they aren't all misprinted.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah,
could
it's a guilty crap.
Yeah, like the Guilty Crown promos.
But
Hmm.
yeah, this one's not bad. Krista, Digiclimax,
Eh.
Pump 3K.
Would not play.
Isn't that a Little Buster card?
Probably, but I
There's like a
don't
Rin
play
that
it.
does it.
I don't play it.
1-0 5K that can get to 2-0 6K. Seems rather unimpressive.
The Gene is okay. It's kind of like that Uiharu. If you got a Mikasa, it becomes a 107K.
That's not bad.
It's okay, I guess.
2K or 2/1 3K vanilla counter, which you only use if you don't want to mill yourself.
I think that's
I think that's
reasonable.
fine.
There's also one the TD.
Yep.
And,
And then
Shimi best go. It seems
Colossal
okay.
Titan. It can pump a Titan. And
I mean, if you're sick of running nothing but the 0/0 Invasion Titan, then sure. Seems fine.
Yep. So that's the whole set, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty fixed on, like, I'd run probably a 3-color to try and capitalize on as many gimmicks as possible.
I'm super tempted to like do 3-color as well, and just run top end with the red healer and the restandard
Mm-hmm.
with like a largely level 1 yellow game. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, you'd probably try to put in red for the 117.5.
I would run
Okay,
red
that's
yellow
cool.
level 1 and then
Yep.
like basically just
Yeah.
hold
Red
on
level
till
2.
level 3 and then run
I
red,
would be
green.
like, what? I'd be Armin and Sasha level 1, Mikasa Change level 2, and then Levi at level 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
what I
sounds
was
about
thinking too.
That's about what I would run. Like, I don't see any reason
That's-
to go for Eren, because he's got, like, the Brainstorm and pretty much no other irreplaceably good cards.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Titan's deck is obviously Titan's deck. You can kind of run the DK crew deck if you want. I don't know if it's actually going to be a good deck.
You always have Exodia. Never forget.
Yeah,
Like, I think the DK crew deck is fine as someone who's played a lot of like waifu or themey decks that are just filled with vanillas because there aren't other cards.
I mean, it is ultimately still Weiss, so
Yeah.
this is true.
our RNGesus may be with you.
Like, it probably feels cool to assemble your combo and have this ridiculous string of effects you get to read to your opponent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it ultimately just ends with, yep, and the dude in the center, he's really, really big.
Sounds about right. I think that's how I would run Titan's deck. Of course, not everyone is me, but I think you got to capitalize on the gimmicks you're given.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
And run
because
it
this
for
set
really,
is
really strong
kind
game.
of vanilla outside of those few gimmicks.
Yeah, the whole
Kinda.
set, the
That
whole
you
set
can do.
is like, it has some cool gimmicks, but it feels kind of underwhelming for a set right now, at least.
But like the gimmicks are really good, and that carries a set.
Running is an amazing.
Otherwise, otherwise it's kind of vanilla.
I'd rather play this than Kill a Kill. I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
Well, like in English, at
I'd rather
least.
play this than the Fate Zero deck I have in English. Does that mean anything? The answer is
mean-
no.
UBW is going out. I don't know, man.
It doesn't even have the EB. You can't even like do abusive level 1 blue 6/5 clock on course.
I didn't even know Fate had that.
It's in the EB, man. It's in the EB.
All I know from the EB is the Eris of Veil Searcher.
Different EB.
Oh, you're talking about that EB.
I'm talking about the Fate Zero EB.
No, that's the one I'm talking
Oh,
about.
you are talking. Oh yeah, you said there's. Yeah, no. Hollow Ataraxia is full of fun stuff.
All Ataraxia is like my favorite
Retarded.
Fate set.
It's retarded.
There was already.
I need that Rider deck, man.
Hey.
I think that basically does it. I don't know what else there is to say. It's a 1 booster set, and I've outlined what I would play for it. Okay, so what do you guys have as your, I guess, 3 best cards
3
in the
best
set?
cards. Level 3 Healer. Level 3
Yeah.
Restander. And level 3 Titan that isn't Exodia.
I'm actually going for Mikasa first. I guess Levi Restand is second, and I'm gonna go on a limb and say 1/0 Armin. He seems really good.
I just like Titans. So.
I really like the 3-2 Healer, the 1-0 Armin, and the 0-0 Brainstorm.
Which 0/0 Brainstorm?
The one that lets
The
you get
Mikasa
power.
one.
The Mikasa one, yeah. That seems like it's gonna be a pretty big part of the deck if you're running the Armin. Otherwise, it's
Less impressive.
fine. Yeah, it's less important.
Just seeing that combo play out a bunch of times, I really enjoy the interaction.
Alright, Teru.
Sure.
Yeah.
Magitek, you got some? You got a top 3?
Definitely the healer for the best card that I saw, and the Restander second. I'm not sure about the third card actually.
Yeah, I was unsure too,
Like,
but I just said Armin.
I was
'cause
leaning
it
about the
felt like,
I was leaning to the Brainstorm.
yeah, that's fair.
Like,
but I think Armin
I
is
think
like
the Armin's
half
really good too, but I don't know if it's so good that maybe.
That's fair,
Am I
but I
talking-
think the Brainstorm is mostly enabled by the Armin. Like,
Yeah.
otherwise, all you're doing is buffing the 1-0 counter and the 3-2 Mikasa, which is like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
But yeah, it seems, I don't know. I thought it would be a very confusing set, but honestly, what I would build from it seems pretty clear cut.
Yeah, I think so too. Set doesn't feel that interesting. The run mechanic is cool, but it wasn't actually like push that hard either.
I think the counter.
I think they
Mhm.
I think they push it to a degree. Like, it's good, but it's not impressive.
Yep.
All right.
Like,
I
it's
think-
not. Yeah,
Yeah. It's good, but I think that the ability by itself is already pretty damn oppressive.
It's very frustrating when
That
you're
is-
relying
that
on
is
reverse
why.
effects.
That is why it's so good, because it's so freaking oppressive. But that's what I have to say about the set. Any other closing thoughts? Yes, no,
Not
maybe
really.
so.
No,
not really.
that's about it.
What are you having for dinner tonight?
I already ate.
Oh, that's oh, that's true. You were eating
What are
before.
you having for dinner tonight on the
I've-
moon?
Like, no idea. Probably like
The
diced.
moon.
I'll go hunt a crocodile later.
How are you
Nice.
find
There's
crocodiles
crocodiles
on the moon?
Huh? Oh, you didn't know? Space crocodiles. Oh, did you not know about these?
Are they massive?
It's a
You should
government
send me
secret.
one.
It's a government secret.
Yeah, I'm not actually allowed to say anything about them.
Other than they exist, apparently.
I'm not sure they do exist. I'll leave that to your imagination. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about?
No, that's
No?
about it.
All right.
Alright.
Well, I guess we can call it there. And once again, that's our shtick at top tier tiers. I had to think about my blog's name. So yeah, if you want to read more content or you want to leave any feedback, let us know in the YouTube comments on the blog itself, or you can hit us up through Reddit. And
Right,
let us know
angry
what you'd like
things
to see.
towards us.
yeah, like yeah, if you want to write angry things towards us, that's great, because any feedback is feedback. And let us know what you'd like to see in the future, because I'm running out of steam.
That's why we do videos now, so we can put out low effort content.
Yeah. All right. It's been a pleasure, guys, and I guess see you next time.